Yes, just one?
No one.
Yes. Oh, no, I can wait till they're ready. Thank you.
It's one of those like when it's.
No, okay. So that's-
Just-
I forget to thank you.
Yeah.
Hello. Vashawn. Let me tell you what happened to me over the weekend. So I'm out shopping, minding my own business. Well, let me be honest, I'm not minding my own business. But, I always notice children because sometimes they're lost. And I'll see somebody letting toddlers walk behind them. Like, what's wrong with you people? That's why I can't enjoy my shopping because I'm trying to make sure somebody else's child doesn't get lost. So I'm looking at books because, I love to read. And this toddler, couldn't have been more than 5, starts crying and has a tantrum. Rightfully so for her having her tantrum because somebody wouldn't give something back to her that they took from her, a penny. And then you know what ends up happening? The adult with her slaps her in the face. So what do? See something, say something. So I'm like, how dare you? And I call the police. Well, 45 minutes later, they show up. So I have to get customers to help me in case they didn't show up in time so they could get the license plate. So the police come, we're outside. Of course, the person is using profanity towards me saying, you should have minded your own business. I don't say anything. And guess what? The police officer comes up to me and says, well, she said she only popped her in the mouth. I'm like, no, she didn't. So they pull the video cameras. And then he's like, would you like a police report on this? I'm like, yes. Guess what he listed it as?
An incident?
No, disturbance.
Oh.
Really? I'm like, okay. So that's how my weekend went. And now I have to check on that. All right, everyone, today is Tuesday, which means one thing. We had Monday off, so it's going to be a Monday and a Tuesday all rolled into one. So you're really going to have to be patient. In custody, we have Brandon Bowman, Andres Menchaca, Elicio Perez Rodriguez, Jared Hernandez Henry. And you have the motion to withdraw on that, Rashawn? That's the person who's going to safety?
Yes,
All right. Christopher Gonzalez. Thomas Navarro, custody. Alfred Flores. Thank you. Alexander. I keep pronouncing that first name. All right. How do you pronounce your first name?
Elazar, Your Honor.
Elazar. All right. Nathaniel Villalobos. Good morning. In custody, we have George Hawkins, David Cerna, Joseph Gross. I'm being told he's in the hospital, Grosso. Israel Fuentes Gonzalez. Thank you. All right, so Christopher Gonzalez and Israel Fuentes Gonzalez, your attorney is going to be here in the afternoon. So if y'all want to check in, maybe he'll be able to make it here by 11:30. If y'all will check back in at 11:30. Or if you want to stay and be with us, you're more than welcome to do so. Brenda Rodriguez. Aiden Martinez. Ruben Renteria. Christopher Herrera, deputy, that's going to be in the afternoon. Mario Kellum, custody. Dondre Scott. Thank you. Mark Anthony Perez.
in custody, Your Honor.
And custody is Curtis Wilson. Rebecca Alvarez, custody. Jacob Borrego, Decorian Smith, custody. Marie Teresa Miles. Marie Miles. Daniel Rodriguez. Daniel Anthony Rodriguez.
In custody.
All right. Josue Alvarado. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Josue Alvarado. I pronounced it correctly. He's not even here to see that. Yahira Romo. Yahira or Yahidra.
You hit it, you said it right the first time.
All right, Romo. And custody is Michael Mora. Luis, thank you. Luis Alberto De Leon. Thank you. In custody, we have Luis Martinez. Conrad Rangel.
About 20 minutes ago, and said he was second back inside.
All right, thank you. George Hawkins, custody. Mario Kellum, custody. Bernardo Huerta, custody. Christopher Acosta. Christopher Acosta. Vince Ibarra, custody. Kendrick Ward, custody. Or he may be on bond. All right, is there anyone who's present and your name was not called? Yes, what is your name?
Catherine Harris.
All right, do you know who your attorney is?
David Rodriguez.
Do you know your case number or SID number?
SID number 714571.
All right, thank you so much. So everyone see how she gave that information? We're gonna see if the guys can keep it up. All right, who's next? Michael Stevens. All right, do you know who your attorney is? All right, do you know your case number or SID number? All right, just give us a moment. Anyone else over here? Yes.
Victor Dominguez. My attorney is Joseph Zachary.
And do you know your case number or SID number? All right, just have a seat over here. I'm sorry, what? Last name? What did he say?
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez. All right, do you know who your attorney is? All right, that'll narrow it down. All right, do you know your case number or SID number? All right, thank you. All right, everyone, these are the rules. Follow these rules. Everything will go smoothly. Attorneys, just place your file on the prosecutor's table. Have a seat. They're going to call you in the order of appearance. Please do not crowd them and try to talk to them when they're conferring with somebody else. If you follow those rules, it'll go over smoothly. If you have a client who's in custody, just let the deputy know. They'll bring them out. Once the deputy brings them out, do not leave the courtroom. And once you've requested them, do not leave the courtroom because we have security issues that they're in charge of and they can only have so many inmates. If your client wishes to communicate with the court in a language other than English, then yes, we will need an interpreter. Once you ask for an interpreter, do not leave the courtroom because we have a limited number of interpreters. The interpreters usually arrive 5 to 10 minutes from when they are called. The only person who can give you a reset or a continuance is me, so don't bother asking the coordinator or the clerk for a continuance or a reset. Everyone needs to be patient. When you are ready to approach the court, just ask the clerk to pull your file. Have a seat once you told them that, and you're going to be called in the order of appearance. The only exception is if that person needs an interpreter. Do not stand behind the court reporter. Do not crowd her. When we're on the record, if you have an inmate who's in the box, just ask the deputy to move them towards the other end. They will do so. If you have someone who is on probation or if there's a PSI, talk with probation. Vashon, can you raise your hand? She is a necessary party to this thing we call a legal system. So please talk with her and confer with her, because at the end of the day, if you think you and the prosecutor have an agreement, I'm going to ask her what the court summary is. So everyone, it's Monday. Today is election day. Everybody put patience in your pocket. Use it as needed. Everyone confer. Vashon. It's 90 degrees outside, but it feels as though it's 100.
Yes, Judge, imagine having it July and August.
We haven't. Yeah. Mhm. I wasn't even glistening. I was sweating. Oh, yeah.
Walk
You
outside
stand
and
still.
like,
Oh, yeah. But I met a guy from Arizona and he said, this is nothing compared to Arizona. Uh, all right. And Deputy Mejia, we'll find out who his attorney is and see if we can get his attorney to come in.
it's from County Court 12, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Let's see if we can get him here. He said, that's Jesse Rodriguez, right? Ah, okay. Ah, okay.
Yes. Hey. Yeah, yeah, okay, I got you, we'll come back.
Hey, how's it going? Oh, hey, that's always a good thing. Oh, I'm doing okay. I can't complain. You know? Yeah.
What is convicted for you? See on the docket.
No.
Okay. Great, yeah. You did, yes. So it sounds like it wasn't having. Yeah, my coach. So, yeah, I'll write it on. Okay, sounds good. I'll be back on this.
Excuse me. Yes, could you pull a file for me? It's 2019. Oh, it's not on the docket today. Sorry about that. It's 19-0460. All right, thank you. And Bashan, did you speak to Benavide Hodge, I'm gonna send an email to see if there's any objections to just terminating, because he's already being supervised by another government agency.
Oh. Okay, you want me to ask them?
Yes, if
Okay.
they have any objections to just terminating him now, because I see he's getting his CDL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That went to the, yeah, did you put it in?
They just put okay.
Okay, so that means they put it in these. Okay.
So I think it means follow through to the end of July. Yes,
So, Hank and I have agreed for him to be able to apply for pretrial diversion like.
Oh, who's your- you need to have them pull the file.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Conrad Runhouse.
All right, Conrad Rangel, come forward.
And I'm not sure where Hank went, but anyways,
All right,
and he's filling out the application as we speak.
okay. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna recall you back in June. And I'll recall you back on June 25th, and we'll just see where you are with regards to this. And I'll give you a reset form. Is there anything else?
That's it, Judge. I think that's all good.
Okay. All right, if you can hand that to them, please. All right, once you sign that, your excuse.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, I'll change.
Okay, thank you.
Get 701, what about next week? Good morning. I've seen you. Oh, good. It's been very good. Hopefully it's be together with my- hang out with my colleagues, so we've been in yes. And now, as of maybe 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, I'm jumping the Spurs. So he's working for them. He was teaching for a little bit. It's like data apps code.
There we go. Thank you so much.
The business side, I think. So, no, I'm happy. Yeah. I will, yes, sir, absolutely.
The gentleman just go in there.
Huh?
She's in the. Hey.
Okay.
And if you need to pick up, you're not.
Oh, no, you're in charge of it. All right, thank you.
No, I know you're not right.
Okay.
I know she's on, he's in custody. Do I need to sit with that?
We'll have to.
No, it's not okay. Okay.
So it has to be separate.
Okay. Can I set that?
We want it
Except like today or tomorrow, except.
not to me.
Okay.
Nothing. I can possibly do tomorrow.
Okay.
The future is back by night.
Oh, Janice.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, she's okay. She has a slight cold. She's 2.
It is my class quiz. So reflective mood after Memorial Day, so I thought, why the hell not?
Yeah.
Everyone, we're recessing at noon. Anything that's not taken care of, you're gonna have to come back in the afternoon.
At 2:30. That's one that he wanted to see. So I emailed the. They asked to do, but the chair responded. So if she responded and said yes.
Oh, yes, we got.
You're 38.
You're 2 weeks under the new year.
He's very hesitant. Well, and it's very- So he told me about it.
That's one of the things.
And it was- So, yeah, it's. It's. What's a crazy thing? That case was indicted in February of 2004. Pre-social media.
Well, because, no, he knows damn well about that case, because as soon as it was indicted, he fled back. Yeah.
And so he's like, well, I'm not gonna. What is there?
Also, to wait 20 years to send an email is awesome. Can you imagine 20 years? The world was different in 2000.
You guys know what he's at.
No, absolutely. Oh,
Oh, no, we've known, I was looking at the notes and it was like, there's talks with like Homeland Security in like 2019 to make sure that like you can't even fly into the US without getting kicked out. He knows that. I'm like, I'm betting that he has something.
Yeah. Hurricanes, definitely.
I'm like, let me just look at this case. Like, he's number is 2004 scale. And I'm like, that's so weird. Like,
That's a weird check.
that's a weird type of 2024, 2004. 2000.
You're fine.
That's what I graduated.
You're the class of 04?
Okay.
That's awesome. Just living my best life. Looks like he and I were both happy about that.
Yeah, like, is it something that just like?
No, I think that's what the film with.
I think the field.
Yes, sir.
Quick question to the judge. Question for the judge.
Oh, no question.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I'm getting too old for this. You remember my client, Mr. Smith, the military vet, was here last week?
Yes.
He has a pretrial officer that is on the verge of official oppression with him. He called me claiming that they're claiming his device has been tampered with. He said it wasn't tampered with. I believe him. She went, I don't know what the policy is, but she went to pretrial on the weekend, sent a violation report to a magistrate, and got a magistrate warrant. No notice to the attorney, no nothing. I don't know if the presiding court in the case here, would pretrial have to go through you?
No, they don't have to go through me.
All right.
So it's sort of if somebody's on for a violent offense and they're alleged to have violent,
But I understand, Judge, but she contacts him at 4 o'clock on thing and says he needs to get to San Antonio on the weekend at 4 o'clock. Okay, and then he doesn't show, he talks to me. I said, "Can we find out what's going on with this?" She immediately issues a warrant on Sunday for him.
oh, just have Ms. Ferguson put it on the docket.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joseph Smith. Thursday, can we put it on the docket?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, a mess.
On this?
Yeah, he's got a warrant out for him because he allegedly tampered and said,
Let me see if I have the value. We don't have it connected.
no, it didn't come to you. It went straight to a magistrate. She bypassed the board.
Let me see if I can find it. I need to.
I've got it on my phone because she sent it to me this morning.
Go ahead and forward it to me.
All right.
I need the case number. I need everything to put it on the
Yeah,
docket.
okay. Let me find it
I have it
here. Forward.
Yeah. Right.
Eagle Pass. Yeah, yeah. She's harassing. Heck, yeah.
Judge, do you want the pre-trial officer here as well?
I would love to hear. about
Sure.
that. Yes.
You can be here tomorrow.
Tomorrow will work.
At 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
Everybody has to be here by 9 a.m.
All right.
They usually don't do it on Thursday, Wednesday.
I will get my client here at 9 a.m.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
Wait a minute. Can't that be done in the afternoon? Can you get your client here in the
I have to
afternoon?
be in Williamson County tomorrow afternoon.
All right, then it can be on Thursday.
Thursday morning I have to do it, because I gotta be in Lubbock Friday.
Okay, all right, tomorrow at
Tomorrow
9.
morning at 9.
Mhm.
Good.
Okay.
Motions you wanted me to set for Wednesday.
All right,
So many.
no problem.
Yeah, but no, you can tell, you know.
Okay, so. Like. Yeah.
He breaks down about all the gas. He's got, yeah, how about yourself? Ex-boyfriends.
Oh, person said.
He's got a mobile. It's only. Someone is. So.
Season. Why? Our boy so fired up and breaking it away. Yeah. Is it just because our guy's not good? Okay, like.
Sure. Hello? Hey. Oh, I don't know. I'll find out. Oh, I do not know. Mm-hmm, finally. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's all about their own part.
All right, thank you. And how are you doing? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not really, no. Pretty fun. Over.
Mhm.
I don't like. I don't like scripts and things. Yeah.
Okay. ASAP, Mom. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
It's come out in a lot. No, like I said. So all the coordinator is to. Guess I don't have to worry about it. Pretty much. I have a thing. I didn't know if it's going live, if it matters. Yes. Let me see. Hopefully I have.
Good morning.
Flores, Alfred. Thank you. Your case number. And 2180634. I got already kind of, it's just, let me double check. Pretty sure it's yeah, that's it. Should have a problem. No, okay, sure.
All right, Alfred Flores. Hello. So, discovery.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is the last day for discovery.
Yes, ma'am.
So have you all signed discovery acknowledgement?
Well, Judge, I have a compendium of gibberish file extension names that I'll have to cross-reference with all the evidence that we have. But what I can share with the court is that through a series of packet submissions on Veripic over the last few weeks, the defense counsel has, excuse me, the state, old habits die hard, right? The state has provided the new discovery items we were requesting. So it's possible it's included in here. I just can't really say because it takes some time and effort to go back and cross-reference this with what we have.
All right, so this is what we're doing. We're coming back on Thursday, the 30th. You all need to have cross-reference, whatever you're gonna cross-reference, because I told everybody, this is the drop dead day for discovery. We've been doing discovery in this case since January. So y'all need to come back on the 30th and everybody needs to be prepared to sign the acknowledgement of discovery. If you're not prepared to sign the acknowledgement of discovery, this train is gonna keep moving. State, were you able to tender an offer?
I have an offer available, Your Honor. I'd like to plan to meet with the family this afternoon to disclose it to them first, but it can be done with extended to all parties on the 30th now. And for the record, everything that I'm aware of that is in state's possession has been made available to every defendant. State has prepared the disclosure form, and each defendant has a copy of the form as signed by the state.
All right, this is coming back on May 30th. Everybody needs to be prepared to sign the acknowledgement of discovery. If you're not gonna sign it, that's fine. And state, you need to have tendered the offer to them. And then it's gonna be a turnaround for a plea deadline date. Then after that, it's gonna be a jury trial if that's what parties wish to do. All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you give them a reset form for May 30th?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Alejandro? Hello, good morning. So are you all prepared to sign the acknowledgement of discovery?
Your Honor, I guess we'll show up on Thursday with everyone else since we're gonna have to come back anyway to get an offer.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you'll recall this for May 30th.
Yes, sir. Anything else you need?
All right.
All right.
Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. You're
Thanks, Your
welcome.
You know what? How can I help you?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Ruben Renteria.
I'm here on that one.
He's in custody.
Yes. They say there is a warrant out of county court at law.
Okay, I'm here for Mark with it on that one. Mark's in trial and Travis,
Okay,
but we'll figure this out. Hey, how you doing?
all right. And also, I can tell you, unless it should be in the docket, sorry, in the system for this case, on May 9th, the bondsman asked that he be taken off the bond.
On this one?
Yes, on 2024 2437, which is the possession of the marijuana case.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm uncertain about the 2438 one. You'll need to speak to the clerk about that.
Yes, ma'am. What was the other cause number? I'm sorry.
The other cause number is 2024 CR 2438. That's a
2438.
possession with intent.
Okay, I'll take a look at
But
that.
the bondsman filed an affidavit to surrender surety in the 2437 case. So that's where we are. All right, you say his attorney's in jury trial?
Yes, Judge, Mark Hood. We're not in the same firm, but we're family. He texted me this morning and asked if I could swing by, and Mark's and Travis, I think the remainder of this week is what it sounded like.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you can recall this, I believe the state, did you present an offer to his attorney in this?
Let me check, sorry with that.
I didn't know there was a possession case, so it's probably in the other file.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I didn't know there was two. Yeah, county court case. Yeah, but.
I'm sorry, let me check my GD.
All right, sure.
I'm not sure about it, see, we can figure that for. Who's your bond?
That'll be it.
I don't know. They just do bond back and forth. I go by weekly to make sure.
Mr. Young, can you come tomorrow?
Yeah, I got you, I can't. So we need to-
What?
Yeah.
You have an agreement on. I'll put you on. But I can't come back tomorrow.
No.
Judge, there is an offer in here, and let me just make sure, I'm sorry, there's,
No.
How old are you?
22.
22.
Not in this.
All right, Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, ma'am.
on Renteria, if you can give me a reset for 4 weeks, that will be your plea deadline date.
Perfect. I'll let Mark's firm know.
And if your attorney wants you brought over sooner, they can always ask for you to be brought over sooner.
Okay.
Judge, I can do, can I do July 8th?
I have no objection either way.
I can do July 2nd, Judge.
I mean, you skipped all over the month of June. I mean, what about the week of June 24th?
We can do last week of June. That's fine.
27th?
I'll find out.
All right, can you give him a reset form, Donna? All right, we're gonna bring you back on June 27th. If you're still in custody or your attorney wants you brought over sooner, just let us know.
Okay. I'm gonna try to figure out what's going on with the county court case, and we'll go from there.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
so it's,
Yes.
All right, Kendrick Ward is on the docket today.
Picture that's all right.
He was an add-on, so he's here.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, yeah.
It's a little bit.
Big that on the three.
Bashan, do you have that on Gerard
Thanks, sir.
Hernandez Henry? The motion to withdraw? Ah, okay, awesome. Could I see the file on Gerard Hernandez Henry, please?
Okay.
See, just sign.
Sorry, 106.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
You too.
Thanks.
All right, Mr. Young, we're waiting for them to bring your client up.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sure. Yeah.
And I
So,
apologize, but my wife has set me up to go and be a philanthropist in Lake Charles.
has she really sent you up to do that?
She has, and she's already paid for the room, so,
You have to go.
yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
Oh, it's gonna be fun, I know that, but
So are you all driving?
yes,
Okay.
in my Jeep.
Ah. that'll
Did
be
you
a-
know I have a Jeep now?
No, I did not know.
I have a little white two-door Jeep that after the Chrysler and the Gladiator that I had, it's like driving a sports car.
All right, so does it have the doors that you close on it or no?
Oh, yeah, you can take them off. You can take everything on a Jeep, you can take everything off, but I don't.
You gotta keep. the
I like
doors
my
on.
air conditioning.
Yeah.
No, it's amazing. You can go over curbs and it doesn't matter.
All right, is this your client? Okay.
No.
You're saying. Yeah, sure. No. No problem. I'll figure it out. Because I get confused. I'm a section of this, and I like that. Well, it's okay. Somebody opens the door. Yes. So what is this? Thing now.
Does it help?
Judge,
Yes.
can we approach on Michael Morris?
Oh, have you asked them to pull the file?
Sure.
Hi. Michael Moore?
Thank you. I'm sure you.
All right, where are we on this case?
Judge, so there's an unindicted case that was filed at large with our office, so I was talking with the intake attorney right now with email. They said that they're trying to get it indicted, but it may not be until the next week because of the switch to Odyssey. That there's a lot of confusion in intake with the grand jury, and how that's going to work exactly. So we're just asking for a week because it's going to be a plea on the unindicted case and one of the cases.
All right, and what's the unindicted case?
That's the vehicle, it's a third degree.
All right, Miss, you say 1 week?
That's at least what she was telling me right now. Again, it's a switch to Odyssey that's kind of dumbing things out.
All right. On this case, I need a 2 week reset. And counsel, if you all are ready and you confer off docket and you want it brought back sooner than 2 weeks, we'll just put it on the docket.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, so it'll be June 10th.
You can also log out. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, let me know when you're ready.
Stay with. Easy work.
You ready? All right, just give me 1 moment.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Absolutely. I've had other cases. Yeah, every single one. Immediately went back in and.
All right, are the parties ready on Kendrick Ward? All right, court is calling 2022 CR 5276, state of Texas versus Kendrick Edward Ward. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense,
John Young for the defense.
and are you Mr. Ward?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're here. The defense is requesting a bond on this cause number. It's a deferred adjudication, so he's entitled to a bond. Is there a proposed agreement?
There was, Your Honor, it was 4,000 and the state's recommending 5,000 at this time.
Defense would agree with that.
All right. And for the record, the court has reviewed the defendant's criminal history. We also have mental health issues. Is that correct?
What?
Mental health issues. Are there any mental health
No, ma'am.
issues?
No, ma'am. Never.
The reason why I'm saying that is because I know that the mental health evaluation had been completed to make a determination on whether there are any mental health issues, and that was done for his original bond.
I think they do that routinely.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Kendrick Edward Ward.
All right, so, Mr. Ward, I know there was a previous mental health evaluation that was done for the original bond, and I also know that it was done through probation because I asked for an evaluation to be done. Have there been any changes in your mental health?
No, ma'am, not so, not so whatever, excuse me.
And if you are able to make bond, are you going to be living with someone?
Yes, ma'am, my fiance.
All right, and are there any children in the household?
Yes, I have 5.
And what are their ages?
18 to 6.
He lives in Austin, Your Honor.
In Austin?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is there going to be an objection to him going to Austin?
No, as long as it comes back to this case, Your Honor.
Yes. All right. And with regards to this case, I know there are new number ones that are listed. Where are we as far as a contested hearing on this?
Your Honor, I believe those were out of Austin, is that correct?
Correct.
Yes, and so if, I haven't really actually looked at the MTR itself, but if there are other.
The controlled substance is marijuana, Your Honor, and my understanding is from Mr. Ward that he was, as they say, lit up by the police officer a half a block from his home. He drove into his driveway and laid down in the yard. The officer considered that to be fleeting.
All right, well,
So I
People
don't,
should
I
know-
don't expect
people-
that to go anywhere.
well, people assume that if you make it to your house, then you can't be charged. That's not true.
No,
So
it's
just
not.
in case people are thinking that's the case, if I make it home, I won't have charges.
No, Your
That's
Honor.
not the law. All right, so what I'll do is, I'll go along with your agreed bond of $5,000. And Ms. Ferguson, on this case, let's set it in 30 days for a contestant.
Okay.
And he is employed, Your Honor, with, I believe it was Tesla,
Yes.
and they are holding his job.
Okay.
What's the name of the company?
Tesla? Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll be back on June 20th for your contested hearing. If you'll give him a reset form.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
And Johnny, I just picked that date. If you want it brought over sooner, just let me know.
Okay, I'm gonna talk to them right now and see what we can do.
Okay, sure. And if you want it taken care of today, just let us know and we'll make it happen.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, yeah. It's not going to.
But again, on this. All I'm saying is,
And they're
and
like,
the first name is Reese. That's what it was.
yeah, I was like, oh, there you go. My little.
I'm definitely. I prefer to Kristen. I wanted to see him discover it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because that's what you guys do.
Yeah.
Luis DeLeon. Hello.
Hey, good morning.
Hi, where's your client?
He stepped up to the bathroom.
Oh, he needs to be here.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, thank you. Aiden Martinez.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning.
How was your extended weekend?
Oh, it was great.
I was in your home state this weekend.
Oh, what were you doing there?
I was in Lake Charles. I'm assuming, I know you went to LSU, so I'm assuming you're from Louisiana. I was at Lake Charles, just tomorrow.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, you were on time for court today.
Yes, ma'am. Minutes already.
Okay. All right, state. On Aiden Martinez, were you all able to tender an offer?
Yes, Judge.
And you have all the discovery?
No, Judge, that's the issue that we spoke about last time.
All right, what's the discovery issue?
This is a marijuana case, Judge, and the lab test identifies the substance as marijuana in is it health and safety code? It's not the health, it's the agriculture. There's the defense attorney would like to see the discovery packet, and ordinarily I would email. If it was the lab here, I would just email. I know put an email over there. I've emailed. I need to track down who at DPS, the DPS lab, can give me that discovery packet, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, recall this for 30 days. At that time, the discovery needs to be here. If not, you can subpoena whomever you need to subpoena from DPS.
Yes, ma'am.
June 20th.
All right, we'll come back on June 20th.
Thank you,
Once you
Judge.
sign the reset form, you excuse.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right. Is Luis DeLeon here? Not here. All right, are the parties ready on Jacob Borrego?
Yes, Your Honor.
So we have a motion to revoke, and is there gonna be a plea on two cases?
Actually, Judge, I think he's been continued on probation, I believe. And,
I could inform Judge Lassie, we were waiting on Officer Judge Latz in this case.
so we're here on the newly indicted case.
All right, so the possession less than 1 gram case. I'm not sure where we had a hearing on the possession less than 1 gram.
Is that the probation case, Your Honor?
Yes.
We did something on it.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's go to lifetime.
yes.
On January 25th, it appears that NCR was withdrawn and maybe filed once the labs were present for the drug.
All right, so what I have on January 25th, withdrawn because of no labs. Alternate amend to lifetime recovery inpatient.
That's right.
All right,
And obviously, Judge, he's been in straight custody since December.
okay. All right, so, and then we have the driving while intoxicated third. And there was supposed to be a PSI on that one. Oh, that's Christopher Acosta.
That's on a close.
All right, see, I'm just testing everybody.
No, I'm getting old, Judge, but I was like, that's the other I missed that.
And Judge, I do have in my notes that he was held without bond because it was another case out of the misdemeanor court.
Okay. All right, so you're without bond due to a misdemeanor. All right, court is calling. Everyone, don't talk behind the court reporter. Could we move Mr. Anthony Cantrell? I keep telling every attorneys these rules all the time and they forget. That's okay. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 3275, State of Texas versus Jacob Borrego. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel S. Barker, State of Texas.
Defense.
Patrick Hancock for the defendant.
And are you Mr. Borrego?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I did, Your Honor, and we have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Borrego, did you sign the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Judge, we're waiving count 1 and count 3 and the repeat offender enhancement allegation, and we're going on count 2.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand in count 2, you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams, that's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent? Did you understand by entering this plea, you are giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Did you understand that the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Again, make sure you keep your voice up so the court reporter.
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe he's currently competent, was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Borrego, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am. I did.
According to the plea, state is proceeding on count 2. There's $1,000 fine to be probated. State recommends deferred adjudication, and there's a referral to felony drug court. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am. I did.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
State?
Yes, Judge.
Off the record for a moment. Probation, he's previously been referred to felony drug court.
Yes, Judge, and I believe he was a participant in felony drug court.
Okay.
And I was just looking into if they would take him back.
All right, thank you. We're back on the record. Did you review the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am. I did.
Did you sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, ma'am.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 10 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 120 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plea in count 2? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence?
State officer exhibit 1 in all attachments.
Any objection?
No objections.
All right, you can continue to confer. Did you review the document entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am. I did.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding you guilty as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We're ready, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, I think this situation started back in December. Court's notes will probably reflect. I think we asked the court to give him a bond on his MTR. And then he tested dirty, and I don't know if he tested dirty before you. I think maybe that was the condition to get the bond. So he tested dirty. So he sat in continuous custody. Obviously, he's clean now. We're hoping that he can go back to drug court if that's available, or I guess some kind of treatment for condition of the deferred adjudication that the court will think about. So I think he recognized the problem. Certainly the drugs that were tested and down and make that problem real. And so we're asking for some kind of treatment.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to $1,000 fine. That will be probated. Parenting classes. You're not allowed to reside in any home with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. I'll do a referral to felony drug court. If not accepted, then safety. And that's to be done in custody. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. UA hotline until further notice. Proof of employment within 45 days of release. There should be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Field visits, one time per month. Until further notice. There's going to be 120 sober meetings in 100 days upon, and 120 days upon release. You want to speak on the length of deferred adjudication?
Judge, you know, obviously, Judge, anything less than 10, I think, we'd ask the court to consider. However, at the same time, he knows that he needs the treatment, so just leave that up to the court and its experience.
All right, I'll send you to 8 years deferred adjudication. Probation, is there anything else he needs?
No. So for the other case, we currently have him listed as staying in custody until lifetime recovery picks him up.
All right, so we can add lifetime recovery. So we'll do felony drug court first. If not accepted to felony drug court. I think lifetime recovery is too short of a time. So if he's not accepted in a felony drug court, then it'll be safe P, and if not safe P, then lifetime.
Thank you, Judge. Do you want me to amend those conditions?
Yes. All right, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. You're gonna have to stop using drugs. If you don't stop using drugs, you could be one of those people on the side of the street, and your children will have to come and identify you. You understand?
Yes.
In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If you feel as though probation is not addressing concerns you have, you can always come to the court. If you feel like you want to pick up and use, call your probation officer. If you feel like they're not addressing the issue and you feel like you're going to use, come to court. We're here except on weekends and holidays. Okay? All right, with regards to the case that's the possession less than a gram case, do you all want to terminate unset on this?
Oh, we could, Judge.
All right.
That'd be awesome, Judge.
So that is the.
Yes. So are you okay with that, counsel?
Yes, Judge, that's a great idea. Thank you.
All right, so we'll terminate unset on that because the other case is a higher level felony and he's on probation longer for that anyway.
That's right.
All right, is there anything else?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you. All right, are the parties here on Luis De Leon?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. De Leon, come forward. Oh,
Your Honor.
oh, you guys are on different sides. The deputies requested that in the new year. All right. So where are we on this case with discovery?
With regards to discovery, it's our position that we, that everything's uploaded that he needs, that he has had an opportunity to, review that, Judge.
Okay.
But I do believe we have everything that we are going to obtain, and that it's been uploaded.
And that's correct, Judge. The state has turned over. We are currently downloading and reviewing the discovery that's been turned over.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Luis DeLeon, please? All right, we're gonna come back on June 11th. State on June 11th, you need to be prepared to tender an offer.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, is there anything else?
That's it, Your Honor.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Good seeing you.
Have a good day, Judge.
You too.
Yes.
Mario Kellum. Mr. Kellum, if you'll come down. All right, today's plea deadline date.
He had extended an offer and they've asked for trial.
All right. All right, your plea deadline date has expired. The court will not accept any plea bargain agreements without good cause. Otherwise, you have to plea open to the court. Do you understand? All right, and I will need from you all an acknowledgement of discovery signed before you leave.
Okay.
And Ms., how long do y'all expect this trial is gonna last?
Like 2 days next.
All right, 2-day trial. And if you all had a full day, if we were to do jury in the morning and do testimony in the afternoon, that would be a day, you all would be finished?
We should be fine, yeah.
Oh, no, I mean, this is going to be a short trial then. And depends not to put you on the spot. Are you expecting any witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor, I have 3 witnesses.
All right, so,
So it might be more like 2.
yeah, so 2 days. So we were to do jury selection Wednesday morning, they do testimony in the afternoon. And then,
Done by Friday.
yes.
And which Wednesday are we talking?
That's what she's looking
Let me
at.
do this. But honestly, if you do jury selection on Tuesday afternoon. So that's what we'll do. We'll do jury selection then on Tuesday afternoon. And you need to have your witnesses here by Wednesday. We'll have all day Wednesday.
Yes, ma'am.
So I think sending to either impact or earliest, July 1st,
July 1st.
or you can do July.
Well, who's in impact?
I don't.
All right,
Judge is gonna be-
all right, we'll do, you guys okay with July 1st?
I'm here anyway.
We only have a few anyways.
All right, July 1st, jury trial.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You'll be brought over dressed in whatever civilian clothing you have at the jail. If you wish to be attired in something different, you'll need to do a clothing exchange with your attorney. Attorney, if there's an issue with the clothing exchange, let the court know.
I will.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Christopher Acosta. Oh,
Morning.
good morning. This sentencing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And I don't have any witnesses other than my client.
Okay.
Make sure you speak up.
No, this is just sentencing. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 1657, State of Texas versus Christopher Acosta. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason, Jerry, had you on?
Defense.
John Coons for Mr. Acosta.
And are you Mr. Acosta?
Yes, ma'am.
We're here for sentencing today. You entered a plea of guilty to count. I'm sorry, guilty. And also true to the paragraph 1 of the enhancement. The court found there was sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court found you guilty and found the enhancement true. According to your plea bargain agreement, Punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 10 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. The state is opposed to your application, and they're taking in consideration 2023 CR 4342. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report state? Defense?
Yes, Judge.
Any objections to the PSI report state?
No, you are.
Defense?
No,
All right. Any witnesses state?
no, you are.
Defense?
Just my client.
All right, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record, please.
Christopher Acosta,
All right, defense?
Thank you. Chris, how old are you?
35,
And how many children do you have?
2.
Are you close to them?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
How old are they?
12 and 15.
Do you don't have a formalized child support arrangement, is that correct?
No, sir.
But you give approximately $700 a month to
Yes. Or like every week, pretty much.
but you're not getting 700 a week.
No, pretty much like in a month. Or whenever they ask me for money, I try to help them wherever they can.
But you told me it's approximately
Yeah,
150.
about 150 a week.
I need you to wait for me to finish,
Okay.
because this lady's taking everything down, so we can't talk at this. So approximately 150 to 200 a week.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Sorry about that.
And then you also are living with your mother right now, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Does your mother have health problems?
Yes, sir.
What sort of health problems does she have?
She had like heart conditions, high blood pressure, all kinds of stuff. She goes to the doctor a lot.
Are you the one that takes her to the doctor?
Yes, sir.
And is that at least twice a month?
Yes, sir.
And in the PSI, there's some mention that you have some brothers that maybe live there sometimes, but they're not currently taking care of your mom, are they?
No, sir.
And in fact, they're not living with her currently.
No, sir.
Now, you also have a girlfriend?
Yes.
What's her name?
Jennifer Lyons.
And Jennifer has been coming to court every time, correct?
Yes.
But
Yes.
where is she today?
She's at work.
Where does she work?
She's a dental assistant.
And she's had that job for several years?
4.5 years now.
Now, she's obviously very supportive of you, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And every single time I've ever seen you in court, she's here with you, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
But unfortunately, she couldn't be here today.
Not today. It was here last week.
Now, you work as well?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
I do HVAC and I cut hair.
HVAC and cut hair. So I want to talk about the HVAC work in particular because you also have some health problems of your own, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And it's something that we've informed the court of in the past with regard to these seizures you've been having.
Yes, sir.
And you finally were diagnosed with epilepsy, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you have a seizure today,
Yes, sir.
this morning?
Yes, sir.
And you have these seizures how often?
Pretty much every day.
And you've been seeing a neurologist
Yes, sir.
and they've prescribed you medication.
Several. Yes, sir.
Has it been helping at all?
Sometimes, but that they don't, they're still trying to pinpoint, like, I won't have like no seizures at all. But they're trying several medications still.
And I'll explain to the court a little bit about the epilepsy if the court's unfamiliar, but that's very scary, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Having these seizures.
Yes.
Sometimes it happens in the shower
That's where, yeah, that's where it first started.
and you'll collapse to the ground sort of thing, right?
Yes, sir.
And have you hit your head?
Yes, sir.
Now, with regard to doing HVAC, you're not getting up in attics, are you?
No, sir.
Oh, especially not with your health condition.
Yes, sir.
You're doing everything
On ground level.
at ground level, okay. And you work for a friend or a relative?
Yes, it's me and a buddy, we're starting our own HVAC company.
And is that full time?
Yes.
So you're working at least 5 days a week, and I would imagine this summer is going to be good business for you guys.
Yes. It's starting to pick up.
Now, Chris, we have to address the elephant in the room, which is your past, your criminal history. And as you know, it's sometimes difficult for judges to consider putting someone on probation who's been in trouble in the past, right?
Yes.
How old were you when you first got arrested? Back in 2007, I think? So 17 years ago, how old are you? 17, 18? All right.
18.
And when you went to prison back in 2016, I'm sorry. So that was 8 years ago. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You haven't been to prison since then, correct?
Yes, sir.
And in fact, you had been you hadn't been in trouble in several years, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Until this most recent arrest.
Yes, sir.
Was this a wake-up call for you?
Yes, sir.
Do you, I've discussed with you the pre-sentence investigation and how they are recommending that you get treatment. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And you can understand looking at your criminal history, which is mainly drug related,
Yes.
where a judge would say, hey, maybe Mr. Acosta needs some sort of drug treatment. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Are you willing to take drug treatment as a condition of probation?
Yes, sir.
The only concern for you, of course, is that you need to continue getting treatment for your epilepsy. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So would it be fair to say that we're asking the judge to consider your application for probation and consider placing you in outpatient treatment first, see how you do that in that? And then if you slip up there, then you would be more than willing to go to inpatient?
Yes, sir.
Do you think you can abide by the rules of the court?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that you can stay clean from drugs and alcohol?
Yes.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell the judge about your situation or your family or anything? Are you sorry to be here?
Yes.
Are you embarrassed to be here?
Yes, sir.
Has this been hard on your family?
Yes, sir.
Is this causing your children a lot of stress?
Yes, sir.
Just-
I'm not having.
Your mom
Yes, sir.
and your girlfriend,
Yes, sir.
right? She's very stressed out every time you guys are here. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
But everyone is supporting you. They're helping you get the medical treatment you need and things like that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, Judge, I have nothing further for my client. The prosecutor may ask you some questions.
Yes, thank you, Judge. Sir, when you were stopped by this DWI, you had controlled substance on you, is that correct?
Yes, that's what they say. I don't remember. That's what they say, yeah.
Well, you had 11 bags of cocaine.
Yeah. Well, I don't recall.
Okay, well, I mean, to be fair, that's what the.
Yeah,
report said. And then also 2 bags of heroin,
Yeah.
and also like 5 Adderall.
Yes.
Was that for personal use?
The Adderall, I don't remember how I got the Adderall. I mean, there was a day I was partying and stuff, like it was during the Super Bowl, so I really don't remember much. I just remember the cops waking me up and they pulled out whatever, I guess. And I mean, really pretty much I woke up in the cop car.
I mean, I'm just saying 11 bags of cocaine and 2 bags of heroin and 5 Adderall, just seems like quite a bit of drugs carrying on.
Yes, I understand that.
And then also with your previous convictions and of your felonies, you did get offered and you did take deferred adjudication or probation on those, and then you weren't able to successfully complete those, is that right?
Years ago, when I was
Yeah.
in
And then also as late as in 2016, that's when you got your conviction. You were actually on probation for 1 to 4 grams. And then you were sentenced in 2016 because you picked up another 4 to 200 grams. So you aware of that?
No, it was on probation.
Okay, you weren't on probation at all, so you took 5 years. Okay. No further questions, John.
All right, any follow-up?
No further questions. Just argument.
All right, court will hear argument.
I'll go ahead and go first.
Yeah. Sure.
Maybe you want to go last. Judge, I mean, just Lou, his criminal past, if this was initial, the state did waive that enhancement to allow him to apply and substantially lower the amount of time that he would be facing if he was facing the habitual status. So in lieu of that, Your Honor, including the DWI, including with the possession of drugs at that time, state's request continued TBC.
Right. Thank you, Judge. We understand how difficult the situation that Chris put himself in back a couple of years ago. This was not a wise move on his part, but when I see his criminal history and I see the facts of this offense, I see someone that is struggling with a substance issue or substance issues. In talking to his girlfriend, she has told me the same, that she feels like he could use some treatment. You know, we're dealing with a 35-year-old man here, Judge. Yes, he's a grown man, he's an adult, but he's been in and out of the system since he was a teenager. And when you look at that history, it doesn't look like he was ever given the opportunity for treatment as far as I can see. And at this stage in his life, he does want treatment. He wants to better himself. He wants to get his business off the ground. He wants to continue taking care of his children and paying for them the way he's supposed to. This is sending him to prison is the natural instinct, I'm sure, for a court. But in this circumstance, we would ask that you consider placing him on probation and giving him the treatment that he needs. I have a personal concern with the epilepsy. As someone who has an epileptic in my family, I know how serious this is, and I lost an uncle who collapsed and fell and hit his head in his own kitchen and died. So my concern is that if he goes off to the jail and into the prison, that he won't get any sort of medical treatment that is necessary. And one of the things that's interesting about epilepsy is that your body is continuously adjusting to the medication. So what works today might not work 6 months from now or 3 months from now even. And you really have to be on top of it with a neurologist who has to monitor you constantly to make sure that the medications that you're on are the appropriate ones and are helping you. He has been doing better. The seizures are not as severe as they were, say, 6 months ago when we first informed the court of this issue. But he still is having them. It feels like his doctors are slowly narrowing down. But one of the issues is he doesn't have health care, so he has to pay out of pocket. And neurologist visits are very expensive. But he is able to do it when he can. Again, my fear personally is that he gets to the jail, he gets to the prison, and as we know, the medical treatment in either of those facilities is not the best in the world. So based on all that you have in front of you, Judge, we would ask that you give him that chance on probation, let him try to prove to you that he's not the person he was in the past, that he will not have violations in front of you any further, and that he can be the person that he should be.
All right, Mr. Acosta, I want to let you know that I've listened to the arguments of your attorney, internalized everything. I understand people have medical issues. And I understand that sometimes if people look back over their life and they could do things differently, they would do things differently. I just don't think you're a good candidate for probation. So I'm not going to grant your application. As previously stated, I'm finding you guilty. Does anyone want to speak in regards to the cap? It's a cap of 10.
They've asked for 10. I would obviously ask for the minimum too, Judge. I think that would be, the least amount of time that he's away from his family, away from his mother, away from his children, and away from his doctors too, would be much appreciated.
All right, this is what the court will do. Court is taking in consideration 2023 CR 4342. There's a $1,500 fine, time and money will run concurrent. Court will give you credit for any time served. There's to be a 2-year license suspension. I'll request the therapeutic community for you, but I have no control on whether or not they place you in the therapeutic community. You'll have to ask for it also, but they'll see it in the judgment that I am requesting the therapeutic community. And I'll sentence you to 8 years in the prison. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, this is a plea bargain agreement because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question of what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Just one moment.
Judge. Is that something with dangerous?
No, because he's with the prison. Because it's only if they're eligible.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I know. No.
All right, who are you here for?
Judge, it's on a case that Daniel Escobar and I are working on for a jury trial coming up. It was a capital murder case that I got dismissed a few years ago back in the 175th. And at the time, we agreed to certain things that he would provide for the state, and they want to do a debriefing tomorrow. My only question was, since I turned in my voucher on this man several years ago, and this thing tomorrow is going to take an hour to 2 hours.
Yeah,
possibly.
roughly.
If I could be appointed just for those hours. I know that I'm not his lawyer, but he's still a very young man. And I think that he would be very, very nervous if I wasn't there.
All right, so when he's brought over, I'll ask him.
It got dismissed, so he's free.
Oh, so when is he?
tomorrow at 3:30.
Oh, well, since he's free, have him come down. And then I'll ask him if he wishes to have an attorney appointed.
Okay.
All right, appreciate you. You're welcome. Who's here on George Hawkins?
President, Your Honor.
Hello.
Hi, Judge.
Hi, where's Mr. Hawkins?
He's right here, Your Honor.
Come down, please. Anything is possible. Is that?
Oh, this is something that the jail gave to me.
Oh, okay. I'm like, is that Hennessy?
That's what I was thinking
That's
too. That'd be quaint.
All right, so what is happening?
Good morning, Judge. So Mr. Hawkins initially applied for felony veterans treatment court.
Mhm.
And during the process, he expressed that no longer had an interest in the program back in March.
Okay.
I know legally some things have changed and then another referral was signed April 16th of this year. We have everything we need, updated everything, and I have our VGO ready to go. We just need to put him on the phone this morning to do our assessment and we'll have an answer this Thursday.
Thursday?
Yes, ma'am, because not everyone's back from California.
All right, we'll recall this on Thursday.
And Your Honor, I believe VTC staff was requesting at all possible, if you can make that call in the holding cell, or just somewhere he would have availability to, because it's my understanding we just need to put him in contact with the person to do the assessment.
Oh, you have to talk to the deputies concerning that.
Yeah. Would that be okay? Would that be okay if they did a call? He needs to do an assessment for veterans treatment court. Yes. Yeah, I can be there as well if need be. And then I guess we would call this to Thursday, Judge?
Yes.
For status of that. Awesome.
All right, we'll be back on the 30th.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I apologize. It wouldn't be until the afternoon of Thursday. I don't know if that changes anything for
No,
you.
that's fine. We'll be
Okay,
back on that.
sounds
We'll be
good.
here.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'll be here.
All right. Norma, on Hawkins, that's gonna be recalled on the 30th in the afternoon. All right, who's here on Brenda Rodriguez? Where's your client?
She's in the back.
All right, what is happening with this case?
Judge, we're asking for a reset. I need to get the DA's office some discovery on the case,
All right, when are you gonna turn that over?
as soon as possible. But maybe later today or first thing in the morning.
State, have you tendered all the discovery to defense?
Yes, we have, Your Honor.
Yes.
And we made an offer.
All right, how old are you? All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you recall this back in 3 weeks for a plea deadline date, please. All right, you're gonna come back on June 11th. At that time, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer. And counsel, if you have something to turn over to the state that you want them to consider, then that needs to be done before that date.
I will too.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Thank you. Who's here on Nathaniel Villalobos?
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. Good morning. All right, so this is coming back on May 30th. At that time, you all need to have done whatever cross-referencing y'all need to do with regards to the discovery. I'm gonna expect the discovery acknowledgement and state will tender an offer on that date. And then after that, you'll get a plea deadline date. Is there anything else?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Does Mr. Villalobos need to be here Thursday?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. May the state be
welcome.
excused.
All right, good. And how are things going with the interns?
We're figuring out how to correctly align them all, Judge.
All right. Yes. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Vince Ibarra. Where's Ibarra? So what is happening with this case?
Yes, Judge, this is our first setting. We've received an offer from the state. We don't have an agreement. I guess we need some time to consider alternatives.
Have you received all the discovery?
I believe I have.
How old are you?
5.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, recall this in 3 weeks for a plea deadline date. All right, we'll come back on June 11th. On that date, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer. Do you understand?
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
You want to go back? You want to have the-
Can I see the file on Kellum, please? It's Mario David Kellum.
Yeah, there's.
Yeah.
I'll just wait for you to let me know.
Never she had.
Oh, please be seated.
She jumped up. I think playing for without school. And lost the first one, so we don't have to. Yeah. Well, 15 is a little more on the. Okay. She don't know stuff.
Hernandez Henry?
Hold on, right.
Oh, Hernandez Henry, that's been, withdrawn.
There you go. Done and done.
Is it for your 15? Can I see the file on Marie Miles?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're taking it. That's great.
Sure.
So, you're gonna bring.
Yes. And for doesn't work.
Marie Therese Miles. Marie Therese Miles. No. All right, and also, we have a chance, I see the file on Josue Alvarado Techi. Well, I mean, I know the ones that, you know what I mean? I know that.
You want to keep it?
Yeah, I can get it.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Josue Alvarado Tech or Techi.
Yes. Okay, so I have, Mr. Scott, Dr. Scott, do you know if he checked in? He should have. He was here last time, I wasn't here. Have you Scott? Dante? He's here? Oh, okay. Scott? Oh, okay, is that him? Okay, no, he just came in, like, he wasn't there before. Yeah. So on this one, I just talked to the state, so when I got appointed on this one, it was already.
There's also,
state about it.
yeah, I can also
They're
follow
all,
on,
I'm gonna read it
Joseph
to my
Grosso.
client, but, I'm trying to get an affidavit of non-prosecution because the guy's in jail, actually he's in prison. Yeah. Yeah, and then I got your email about the other guy and. Video.
All right, thank you.
So I'm gonna try to get him here tomorrow, because it might be a little bit short notice, but I do have contact with him, you know?
All right, could I see the parties on Brandon Bowman? Who's the attorney for Brandon Bowman? Oh, come forward. All right, thank you, yes, and the file stamps. Court is calling 2023 CR 6541, State of Texas versus Brandon Bowman. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andy Escobar for the state of Texas.
Defense?
Wendy McClellan for the defense.
All right, and are you Mr. Bowman?
Yes, sir.
All right, is this being recalled for a plea today?
Judge, I believe it was a PSI.
All right. I guess some other judge took this plea.
Yes, Judge Angelini, I believe.
All right, because nothing is written down. All right.
I do have some additional information.
All right.
So
So just one moment. Let's do this first. All right. You entered a plea and it appears that you all went on,
April 23rd.
yes, April 22nd, according to what's marked here. All right, the plea that you entered, was it a plea of no contest or was it a plea of guilty?
No contest.
And let me just review the steps very quickly.
Yes, Judge. Yeah.
All right, the stipulations have been signed by Judge Angelini. And I'm assuming that he made a finding that there was sufficient evidence to find you guilty. I have reviewed the stipulations as well, and I'm going to find that there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. And there's an application for deferred.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report?
We have, and after seeing the wait times involved for the treatment facilities.
All right, let's do this first. So have you all received the PSI report?
Yes, Judge.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
After looking at the wait times for the residential facility, considering the time that he's already spent in jail, he's now interested in a recommendation from the state of a year in state jail instead of the deferred with the wait for the treatment and the treatments.
All right, so y'all asking to withdraw your plea?
Yes, Your Honor. Or just to revise the sentence and the Senate recommendations.
All right, so if you all want me to consider that, what you'll have to do, state, if you want to file an amended, just the plea bargain page
Okay.
with your amended agreement on, then the court will consider it.
Okay.
All right, so once you sign off with that, then the court will consider it.
When will that be?
Oh, right now,
Oh. Sit down or go?
have a seat. He's not leaving yet. David Sarna? I posted the file on Joseph Grosso.
Hey, this. He's got one of mine out there. That's my very bad.
All right, now if you can look up Joseph Grosso and see if he's still in the hospital. He was found incompetent. Okay, oh, just give me one moment. Let me do this and then I'll pick it up. All right, Norma, on Grosso, if I can have a reset, give me a reset for, and when you say he's in the hospital, it's a state hospital, correct? Or is it for medical?
You was found in the judge, but I think that's medical at the same time.
And Deputy Laura, if you have Grosso on, he can be sent back, but he shouldn't be here anyway because he's in the hospital. Yeah, I mean, otherwise we'd be like. All right, let's recall it for 45 days. Jeez, all right, July 5th. No, you know what, put it for the following week.
First week of July, June.
Yeah.
What day is it this week?
All right, July 8th.
Or no, usually you're just.
Yeah, so they'll be court Monday through Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday on.
Booming.
Yeah.
That'd be weird.
Do I get it? I got it. Now I don't know where You are in line, right? Right, Mama? Okay, good, thank you.
Deputy Laura, on page 11. Christopher Herrera, that'll be 130.
I know what you Run for it. I know. That's the stressful part, yeah.
Is there a reason why I have this file, unless oh, he's in confidence?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. On this one, recall it for 45 days.
I think he goes up on Michael Anthony Pettis. We're gonna approach on that one, which is actually set for Thursday.
All right, Deputy Laura, Tedez Rodriguez can go back. He's on page 23.
We didn't order him.
Okay, he's incompetent.
Just do it somewhere else. Change to the airport.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Great turnout on Daniel Rodriguez.
No, it's.
Daniel Rodriguez.
And we drop it up.
I'm here for him, Judge.
All right.
She been come over now? Yes. Okay. Okay.
I can't really take the car.
Hello. Okay. So what's happening with this case?
Judge, just a little history. I was appointed on an unindicted case, that's set next week. Derek Emmons was on this indicted case. Last week, he asked to withdraw, Judge her granted, motion. I got appointed on it, so I'm fairly new, but we did confer this morning and state tendered an offer.
Okay. How old are you?
30.
All right, Norma, let's recall this in 3 weeks for a plea deadline date.
And we'll just disregard the setting on the 5th on the pre-indictment.
Yes.
Okay.
June 13th.
You say June when?
13th.
All right, so we'll come back on June 13th.
Okay, if I can resolve it sooner than that, Judge, I'll get Mr. Garrahan. I'm going to cover it once.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge. Yes, sir. I'll let you know. I'll call them out. Oh, she's pretty good.
For the people who are on bond, if your attorney hasn't shown up yet, you need to pick up the phone and call them. Otherwise, you're going to be back at 1:30.
Yeah.
Are y'all ready on Bowman? Did y'all do the? Okay. Nevada?
I'm not sure.
Oh, you can put, who's the attorney for Nevada? All right, we can do it in the afternoon. If they're not here, then it'll be 1:30.
Michael Bennett.
I have Michael Pettis.
They just put it on the back.
No problem. Yes.
Judge case is set on Thursday. We were just set very recently where we had a plea deadline, but I had advised the court that we had never gotten an offer, so the state said they were going to extend one. Since then, we've worked out the case. We have a plea agreement, there's no application. But my client just found that out like within the last less than a week ago, that we have an agreement.
Right, so where's your client?
We're not set today, Judge. We're
I
set.
mean, you said on the 30th, so I don't understand.
So my question is, since he has to go do time, where's my application? He knows that. He's trying to get all his belongings put away. He lives alone. He's not married. He has no family. He's just trying to get his life sorted out. He's trying to get his finances sorted out, all of that. So my question is, can I have a plea date? That's my question.
Well, I mean, he needs to come in on the 30th, do the plea, and then the court will consider an extension. If you guys are asking for an extension to turn in something.
Well, and that's why I wanted to ask you, just so I'm trying to get him to get his stuff in order.
Okay.
And he knows what he needs to do.
All right.
So if we do the plea on Thursday, the court will entertain a request for sentencing hearing. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so Mr. Davidson, they're telling me that your client is not going to be here till the afternoon.
Okay, but I have another client over here.
Okay.
And she's gonna enter a plea bargain and they're gonna do the paperwork. I understand it might take a while for the paperwork.
All right, so then Thomas will be back at 1:30,
Okay.
and then you're working on the plea paperwork with them. All right, and we'll see where we are. All right,
Thank
thank you. All right, Deputy Laura on page 10. David Cerna. That'll be 1:30.
Judge, he was found incompetent. I'm just trying to find
Yeah.
out.
Oh, I have the file. So he's incompetent?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, 45-day reset on Cerna. Oh, he was incompetent since April.
Correct. Keep asking.
All right.
Bring it back just to check the status.
Yeah. 45 days.
1 second.
All right. Deputy Laura, he'll be back on July 18th. I don't know if they have him in a hospital bed yet, or if they just have him waiting.
They have a time. Right.
All right, so then from page 10, 1:30 will be Christopher Gonzalez, Thomas Navarro, and Israel Fuentes. And on page 11, Christopher Herrera, Mark Anthony Pettis, that's supposed to be on the 30th for a plea.
He's up. I think
He's in jail. Are there two different Mark
Pettis?
Anthony?
There's a market up, just market up today.
Ah, okay, all right, well,
Michael's
we'll,
on Thursday.
all right, thank you. Curtis Wilson,
That's a pretty.
that's, Curtis Wilson is gonna be 1:30. Where's Bud?
Oh, no, I'm talking about Mr. Pence.
All right. So Curtis Wilson is gonna be at 1:30. On page 12, Curtis Wilson, 1:30. Rebecca Alvarez, they're saying they're doing a plea. We'll see where we are on that. Dakarian Smith,
Mr. Baker's on.
that's gonna be 1:30. Marie Miles will come back at 1:30 on that. No. Mr. Baker, let him come in and confer with the state that his client is not gonna be out here. Because he still needs to confer with them. Josue Alvarado. That's gonna be 1:30. Yadari Rama. You need to pick up the phone and call your attorney, otherwise you're gonna be here at 1:30. Luis Martinez. That'll be 1:30. And then on the last page, we're waiting for Phyllis Phil.
Judge, I think, we did PC on that, on Phyllis.
Oh, PTD, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Bernardo Huerta, that will be 1:30. And then on page 23, Jeffrey Martinez on Andres Menchaca. That's gonna be 1:30. And then Brandon Bowman, they're back, so that'll be taken care of. All right, we're gonna go back on the record on Brandon Bowman. Court is calling 2023 CR 6541, State of Texas versus Brandon Bowman. That parties announced for the record for the state.
Daniel Escobar from the state of Texas.
Defense.
Wendy McCullen, for defense.
All right, and are you Mr. Bowman?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Bowman, you previously entered a plea bargaining agreement with the state, and according to that previous plea bargaining agreement that was entered, it was for deferred adjudication. Now it's the court's understanding is that you no longer wish to receive the deferred adjudication. You're asking that you be assessed at 1 year in the state jail facility.
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
Because of the wait time for the program they're recommending. At first, when I entered the plea, it was just 3 years deferred, drug court, and some community service. I believe it was 120 hours. That I'm okay with. But if I'm gonna spend 8 months locked up anyways, you know what I mean? They have me in lockdown in here for something that I shouldn't even be in lockdown. I just have a previous charge that.
Well, that's why you're in lockdown.
No, well, I mean, okay, I understand that, but it's like I'm being punished for something that it's not like I'm fighting, it's not like, anything like that. But I'm in 23 hours a day lockdown, and I'm not trying to do another 4 months like that, just waiting for the program, and then I gotta go to the program for another 4 months, that's already 8 months, I might as well just do my state jail, and then I don't even have to worry about probation. But, if you were willing to give me the probation with drug court and give me an opportunity to prove myself, I feel like putting me in a program, I haven't even messed up yet on probation, y'all already want to put me in a program. I mean, if I got an actual opportunity at deferred, and I got 3 little girls, 4, 2, and 1, and I'm missing them talking, missing them walking.
Okay, let me ask you this. Why are you missing them talking and walking?
Because I messed up 2 years ago when I got this charge. I finally got picked up on the warrant, a year and a half later. And, I got kids now, I got a family that I'm trying to take care of, trying to be at home with. If y'all guys are gonna send me, I'm gonna spend 8 months of the program and then still have to do 3 years probation, that's crazy to me.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I'm reading his PSI report. There are so many things that are going on with him. And the fact that he has young children, which he probably shouldn't be around, that's concerning for the court. So he has previous mental health issues. He has all of this drug issues that we're here for. And
What drug issues, man?
I mean, that's what we're here for now.
I understand that, but I'm saying with what drug issues? Because I said.
So you're just, for this, what they were going to give you probation for, you're just selling, not using, is that what you're telling the court?
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay.
Who said that?
Well, you said what drug issues, as though you don't know the reason you're here.
Well,
You're here on a drug case.
I understand that, but I'm not out there on multiple drugs, all drugged out all the time. I have a job, I work.
All right. I'm not gonna follow the 1 year state jail facility. So he can either accept the probation with conditions that I'm gonna accept, that I'm going to accept, or either you all can come back with something other than 1 year in the state jail facility. So those are the choices. I'm not accepting
I guess
the new plea bargaining agreement of 1 year in the state jail facility.
I guess it looks like I'm taking the probation.
I'm sorry?
I believe I'm taking the probation then.
Oh, no, that's up, whatever you all want to consider, but I'm not accepting 1 year in the state jail facility. If you all want to do something other than the 1 year in the state jail facility, the court will of course consider it.
For a less than a gram charge.
We can have a minute to discuss.
Sure.
Okay. So now it's psychotic, kind of like sitting in the corner of the screen now. Okay, cool. See what you. Just like CPR for 15 minutes.
You ready? We're ready when you are, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so we're back on the record. And 2023 CR 6541, Brandon Bowman. All right, so what have you all decided?
Your Honor, after much discussion with my client, he would like to try for the deferred adjudication and receive the treatments that the county is offering.
All right, anything else you wish to say on behalf of your client with regards to conditions?
No, Your Honor, I just do want to let you know that he has been in custody for 71 days. And he's really looking forward to getting in treatment, so he can go ahead and get that started.
And Ms. Abrams, on this case, was he considered for felony drug court? All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court will sentence you to 4 years deferred adjudication. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. The UA hotline until further notice. There's to be a referral to felony drug court. If he's not accepted, then they're asking for a evaluation for DDRF. But if he's not accepted into felony drug court, then next we'll consider lifetime recovery. And then if not accepted in that program, then we'll do the DDRF. And that's to take place while in custody. And he will not be released until he's accepted in one of those programs. If for any reason he's not accepted into either of those programs, then he's to come back to court. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once he completes the parenting classes, the court will deem the community service hours satisfied. Proof of employment within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. Field visits. One time per month. Until further notice. And the defendant is not to reside in any household with minors until further notice. And there's to be 120 sober meetings in 120 days. Probation, is there anything else?
No, sir.
Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. To be successful on probation in this court, communication is key. If there's an issue, you need to let probation know. If you feel as though they're not addressing that issue, you can always come back to court. And I'm sorry, one other thing, we'll have to do a gang evaluation. And there'll be a gang evaluation. I can tell you with that gang evaluation, you're probably not going to be accepted into felony drug court.
Okay.
All righty.
When do these evaluations take place?
Felony drug court will probably be sometime next week. Lifetime recovery, probably in 2 weeks. DDRF, you'll have to ask probation.
Lifetime, what would make me not qualify for lifetime?
You have
And you're
gang
talking about-
affiliation.
And you're talking about inpatient?
Yes,
Okay.
you have gang affiliation. That's the
I'm
problem.
not even a gang member.
It's listed as Peckerwood on your,
I'm not active though.
all right, well, usually the way they label you as a gang member, once you're labeled as a gang member, you're a gang member. And according to the PSI report, it says current affiliation. It doesn't say past affiliation. All right, good luck to you.
You ready to go back? Probation is so nice.
I was going to say, system said there's 145 days. I don't think that's
And Deputy Laura, this is gonna be the last case before we go on break. Oh. Can I see the file on Mr. Manchaka? Andres Menchaca. All right, Mr. Menchaca? Yes, ma'am. All right, you have a trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. You need to sign it, and then the court will let you know whether or not you have a right to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so if you'll sign that, please. And attorneys, if you all will stop checking the boxes on whether or not somebody has a right to appeal, that's my decision.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, court is calling 2020 CR 3565, State of Texas versus Andres Menchaca. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Your Honor, Jeffrey Martinez for defense.
And are you Mr. Menchaca?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Menchaca, did you review the documents entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision and First Amended Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Andres Menchaca who was placed on community supervision in 2020 CR 3565 for the offense of theft on October 13, 2020 for a term of, for the offense of theft 30,000 to 150,000 of a vehicle on October 13, 2020 for a term of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 5, in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Andres Menchaca did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of July, August, September, October, November, and December 2023 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State.
Okay. In Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, violated condition number 5, in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Andres Menchaca did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the month of January 2024 in violation of condition number 5.
And how do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, ma'am.
And then on the first amended, judge, violated condition number 1, on or about the 27th day of March 2024 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Andres Menchaca committed the offense of felon possession of firearm in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Violated condition number 1, on or about the 27th day of March 2024 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Andres Menchaca committed the offense of possession of a controlled substance, EG1, in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Violated condition number 5, in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Andres Menchaca did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the month of February 2024 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Your Honor, I waived the other violations alleged in the motions.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Menchaca, did you understand by pleading to true to violations 5, 5, 1, 1, and 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 4 years in the prison and up to $1,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violations of 5, 5, 1, 1, and 5?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find 5, 5, 1, 1, and 5 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. We're asking that you revoke the defendant and sentence him to 4 years in the prison.
All right, is that the agreement?
It is, Your Honor. It's just also our understanding, this is our third setting for the MTR. First setting we conferred and was given an offer. He also has some other pending cases, Your Honor, that are not in front of you. When we came to the second setting, your first share was all alone, so we didn't have the time to do the paperwork for the
So
additional
is this
cases.
sorry to interrupt, but is this the proposed agreement?
I'm discussing the proposed agreement, Your Honor, and I'll be right there. So the proposed agreement is for him to accept the underlying sentence on the MTR, which is 4 year, and then to TIC one of the night mags, and to also run a 4-year concurrent with a felon in possession case that is unindicted, that we need to do a waiver in the paperwork, but we were out of time at the second setting to do that. We're out of time today. What we also need to
can
do
come
is,
back at 1:30 and do it.
let's do that. We may.
All right, so this is what the court is gonna do. With regards to this case, the court is finding 5, 5, 1, 1, and 5 true. The court will grant the motion to revoke, and we're gonna come back with sentencing this afternoon at 1:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, everyone, we're taking our break. And so we'll be back at 1:30.